Hello guys, I'm Aman and I want to welcome to my YouTube channel by the name of Kitchen Craft. I work as a kitchen designer cum consultant. I have been working in this field for almost 5+ years now. So basically the motto behind for creating this channel was to share some of the tips or the comes to designing a kitchen. So it's my very first video here and I've just covered some of the basic simple elements that one should look after when getting their kitchen design, even if you are doing it yourself or getting it done from an expert. So I'll try to keep it short as possible and let's get started. Let's move to our very first slide and see what are our today's agenda. So basically these are the 6 elements that I'll be covering in this video, and these are some of the basic elements that one should look after when getting their kitchen remastered or designed. So here are the 6 elements that are working triangle, washing area, cooking area, storage and counter space, island counters and the color schemes. Okay, so let's guys move to our very first slide, and that is working triangle. So if you're getting your kitchen newly designed, remastering it or doing a little bit of changes, you must have listened the word working triangle, or if you have recently visited some showroom. But somehow if you aren't aware about this word, so I'm gonna help you with that. So basically kitchen's working triangle is a combination of playing with the 3 major elements of the kitchen, that is the hob, sink and the refrigerator. So these 3 items are almost used every single day, and so we have to put it in a such a manner that it don't create any hindrance when you have to work in your kitchen, like when you are moving or doing some chopping, or getting preparations done for your fancy desserts or any baking products, whatever you want to do. These things must not create a hindrance in this. So here I have attached a picture which shows you different types of working triangle that can be obtained in a kitchen depending on your shape of the kitchen. So this is a rough idea. The working triangles may depend or may vary according to your size of the kitchen. So but here are the basic from which you can get an idea what I am talking about. Okay, now moving to next slide, and here it is, the washing area. So washing area, as by the name, tend to be remain wet for most of the time in a kitchen, and thus we plan it accordingly that it is not visible when one directly enters or visible from outside the kitchen. So as in India, experiment with our food, we try to around dishes, meals, or to just like experiment with our food. There are various things we do in our kitchen. While doing this lot of experiments, there are also a number of dishes that are required to be washed after some time, and thus they get stacked in our sink. You have a maid that helps you with all of the dishes, but until she arrives, if the sink is just directly in front of the entrance door, your whole of the mess will be visible to the person who is outside or is entering the kitchen, which makes your kitchen vibe dull. You know, you have put so much effort in designing your kitchen, have spent some of hard-earned money on the kitchen, but if these things deprive the kitchen of its real value, that it's not worth it. So we try to hide it from a direct visibility so that it's not visible when one enters the room. As you can see in the picture, the sink is just adjacent to the door, so like the one when one will enter, it will be on his or her back and not on the front. So there are always exceptions. You might not get a same scenario in every kitchen. We have to then place it where it is best for it, but if you have enough space, you should always prefer the point and hide it somewhere in the kitchen that it is not directly visible. So now on to the next slide, we discuss about the cooking area, which is hob. And so as you can see, I have starred 3 items over there: pots and pans, cutlery items and the movement space. So basically what it means is that wherever placing your hob in the kitchen, its left and right side of the counter must be empty. It must be kept empty to prepare your food, where we'll be like doing some pastry stuff, or having your like tadkas, or the cutting, chopping of the vegetables, or peeling of anything. So the counter space on the both left and right must be empty. I suggest you to keep it like around 1.5 feet, or like 18 inches on both sides at the minimum. Maximum is really good. If you can keep more than that, that is really good, but at least 18 inches of space on both sides are is required. Otherwise you'll create it will create a mess for you to organize your things, or getting your meals prepared. And now coming to the 3 stars which I have put over there, means pots and pans. So the pots and pans must be stored under the hob. As you can see the picture on the left, there are two big drawers under the chimney or the hob. So these are the storage units which will be used to storing of the pots and pans. While cooking, pots and pans are tend to be coming out when beginning of the cooking, and not in between. In between, most of the items that come out and go, come and back and forth, are like knives, cutlery, spatula, and salt, something like that, spices. So they must be stored on the left and right of your hob. Focus on your cooking while your hands do the major movement and your body remains at a still position. So it doesn't create a hindrance while you're cooking, and also the movement to take out things and keeping it back again, it becomes easy. Always try to keep your cutlery in left and right together under the hob. Moving on to next slide now. What are the 3 basic storage accessories or units that people love it and are much required in the kitchen? So let's talk about the first unit, that is the pantry unit. As you can see, it is a completely one-piece tall unit, and you can use it for multi-purpose storage options, including your juice bottles, or keeping your snacks, biscuits, juices, sauces, and various other eatable snacks. You can keep it at one place, and it saves you a lot of space. And the hodgepodge which we tend to have in earlier or old kitchens is sorted, and this is a must-have unit if you're looking to save up some storage space and having a modern way of organizing things. So this is a must-have unit. And next we come to have the wall hanging shelves. So basically these are not much preferable in all around the kitchen, but one can use it around the sink or where you have your hob. So you can hang upon your chopping board your knives, or your spatula, and some small bottles or jars of the spices. It's not preferable because it is not as strong as the other cabinets, kitchen cabinets. So the next storage which is obvious in kitchen is the under counter storage. So basically this comes in various purposes. You can have drawers, you can have wooden shelves, you can have any other accessories like the S corners or the green trolley. So you can use them. We will talk about that later in other video, but for now this is the sole storage of a kitchen. So okay, now let's move to the next slide, and which are island kitchens. So island kitchens are in a major trend over the last few years, and people tend to love it. They absolutely love it, although they require a bit of more space than the average kitchen. But if you are having a good amount of space, you must utilize it in an island kitchen. If you look at this all 3 pictures, you can see how an island or a breakfast counter can grace your kitchen. Okay, so coming to the final side of this video is basically a differentiate between choosing neutral colors versus shady color. So basically, if you are having a smaller or average room space for the kitchen, you should tend to go for neutral colors because it will make your kitchen look big, and it also brightens up the mood of the kitchen. While on the other hand, if you are having a good enough size or a large space for kitchen, then one should opt for the shady or the dark colors. But also one thing should be kept in mind even in a big kitchen, that the light space must be enough so it doesn't create a dull inside the kitchen. As the picture on the right, you can see a whole window on the wall, so that brightens up the kitchen, and the dark colors which have been used, the totally dark grayish color which has been used, don't tend you to bother that much. So it's up to you at last which color you are choosing for your kitchen, as it is you're gonna be using it. For smaller and average size kitchens, we can go for the neutral and plus a one or two shade of the wooden colors or the wooden oak, and then or mix up with the shady colors, and in the in bigger kitchens we can go for more of the dark shading colors along with the contrast of the neutral or any other element. Okay guys, so that was it for our first video. I tried to cover the small but yet major elements that one can look after when designing the kitchen, and I will be going in more depth in the upcoming videos, but for the initial videos I try to bring out some of the main small but yet the main topics that you can look now. If you like this video guys, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any queries or any questions, you can just like write down in the comment section below and I will answer it. We also provide you with the drawings of your kitchen and also supervise your site. So if you have any want to get your kitchen designed or want to know anything about the kitchen, you can either mail us, that is in about the about section of our channel, or you can just write down your queries below. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this. Also guys, so as far it is my first video, I know there must be some things that I didn't do properly, or maybe will be a one or two thing that you didn't catch, or the mic didn't catch properly, and I'm really sorry for that. But still, I try to do my best as much as I do. And yeah, see you soon. Thank you for watching.